Obviously, there are multiple things at ENDO 26 for translational clinical researchers. I'm going to highlight 3 sessions that I think are particularly exciting. Again, none of these 3 are symposia, and I think there's really multiple different symposia that people can attend. But I wanted to highlight some things that are perhaps a bit off the mainstream. So we have a couple of debates that I think will be incredibly well attended and really address a couple of timely topics. So the first debate is on the issue of low testosterone and obesity. This is a pretty commonly observed occurrence where individuals present with low testosterone. And there's a bit of controversy around this area. Do we just say simply lose weight and your testosterone gets better, or is this a population that we should actually consider treating? And I think, I'm not going to come in on my perspective on this. I think, there's 2 sides to this debate, and I think that's one reason why people should attend this debate and make up their own minds. So that's one debate. And then there's a second debate, which I think is also a very timely debate. And that's the issue of hypercortisolism and uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. There are studies coming out now that suggest that reducing cortisol levels through certain medications that have been available in the field actually improves type 2 diabetes control. But there's a debate around this particular topic. Is hypercortisolism a cause or consequence of uncontrolled diabetes? And is this something we should treat or not treat? And I think the point of this debate is not really to discuss any particular therapy, but rather the underlying physiology and pathophysiology. And again, an opportunity for people, particularly clinicians, to make up their own mind, but even basic scientists to ask the question, do we have the physiology right? So I think another great debate. And then the third session I want to highlight is a Meet the Scientist session. And I highlight this because I think it would be of interest to translational researchers in particular, and that's the concept of algorithms and organoids. And so the question is now, how are we beginning to model systems in diabetes in particular, because we have several different systems, and can we model them in a way that can give us insight without actually doing studies in living organisms or in humans? And then how can we also begin to employ modern bioinformatics and artificial intelligence techniques to understand better the systems within the body, how they communicate, and then subsequently regulate glucose homeostasis. If you're a trainee, there are multiple trainee events that I think would allow you to network. And these are not just receptions, because I think receptions like the international reception that's happening on Friday night are certainly great opportunities to meet people. But sometimes you don't know who it is that you're seeing at receptions, and I think while they're terrific, there are other ways as well. And I highlight once again the Meet the Professor and Meet the Scientist sessions. I think are great opportunities for trainees, and they're great opportunities for established scientists and clinicians who also really want to get to know leaders in the field of endocrinology. Well, Chicago is my hometown. I think it's the greatest city in the US, and I think there are lots of things to do in the city of Chicago. Chicago, especially in June, is the perfect time of year to visit. People are attending because they want to meet people. And I think that's perhaps the biggest strength of ENDO and meetings like this, is it brings the greatest minds together in one place.